Have you ever finished a beautiful reclaimed wood wall art piece, stepped back to admire your work, and then completely frozen when it came time to set a price? You're not alone. For many makers, pricing is far more intimidating than building the project itself. Measuring wood is easy. Cutting angles is easy. Sanding weathered oak for hours is manageable. But putting a dollar value on your craftsmanship? That's where many talented creators struggle. And here's the problem. Most woodworkers don't fail because their work lacks quality. They fail because they underprice it. They calculate the cost of wood. Maybe they add the finish. Perhaps they estimate the hardware. Then they pick a number that feels reasonable. But what about the sandpaper? The saw blades? The electricity? The design time? The photography? The workshop rent? Most importantly, what about the hours of labor required to transform discarded timber into something worthy of hanging in a modern home? Today we're exploring exactly how professional makers calculate profitable pricing for handmade reclaimed wood wall art. We'll break down every cost, every hidden expense, and every factor that separates hobby pricing from sustainable business pricing. Because if your work is valuable enough to display on a wall, it's valuable enough to generate a healthy profit. Let's begin. 1. Why most handmade products are underpriced. One of the biggest challenges facing craftspeople is emotional pricing. Many makers view pricing through the eyes of a customer rather than a business owner. They ask, "What would I pay?" instead of asking, "What must this project earn to remain sustainable?" These are completely different questions. A hobbyist can afford to lose money. Business cannot. Professional pricing begins by recognizing that profit is not greed. Profit is what allows a workshop to survive. Without profit, tools cannot be replaced. Materials cannot be purchased. Skills cannot be developed. Businesses cannot grow. Profit is not the reward. It's the fuel. 2. Understanding the real cost of reclaimed wood. Many people assume reclaimed wood is free. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. Even when the material itself costs nothing, acquiring it often has cost. Consider travel time, fuel, transportation, storage, sorting, cleaning. A salvaged oak board may be free to collect, but getting it workshop ready often requires significant effort. Professionals understand that free wood rarely means free material. Every resource consumed during acquisition contributes to project cost. 3. Start with material costs. The easiest cost to calculate is material. For each project, document. Reclaimed wood value. Hardware. Screws. Brackets. Hanging systems. Adhesives. Finishes. Create a simple worksheet. Record everything. Even small items matter. A single forgotten expense may seem insignificant. Repeated across dozens of projects, it becomes substantial. 4. Don't forget consumables. This is where many makers lose money. Consumables disappear gradually. Because they aren't visible in the finished piece, they're often ignored. Examples include sandpaper, drill bits, saw blades, painter's tape, brushes, rags, gloves, dust masks. Each project consumes a portion of these supplies. Those costs belong in your pricing model. Professional businesses account for every consumable. 5. Calculate labor honestly. This is perhaps the most important step. Many creators undervalue their time. Imagine a reclaimed wood wall art project requires 1 hour sourcing materials, 2 hours cleaning lumber, 2 hours milling, 3 hours assembly, 2 hours sanding, 1 hour finishing. That's 11 hours of labor. Now ask yourself, what is your hourly rate? Not what you wish customers would pay. What is the minimum sustainable rate? Even modest hourly compensation dramatically changes pricing calculations. Your time is not free. 6. Track hidden labor. Labor extends beyond construction. Many invisible tasks consume valuable time, including answering customer inquiries, creating designs, taking photographs, packaging orders, delivering products, managing social media. These activities are part of the business. Their costs must eventually be recovered through pricing. Ignoring hidden labor creates financial blind spots. 7. Understanding overhead costs. Every workshop has expenses, even small workshops. Examples include electricity, internet, insurance, tool maintenance, workshop rent, equipment replacement. These costs exist whether you're building one project or 100. They must be distributed across your products. Otherwise, profit calculations become inaccurate. 8. Why tool wear matters. Tools don't last forever. Every cut contributes to wear. Every sanding session reduces equipment lifespan. Professionals build tool replacement into their pricing. The goal isn't charging customers for a new saw. The goal is recovering a portion of equipment costs over time. Future expenses should be anticipated today. 9. Creating a cost formula. At this stage, pricing becomes more systematic. A simple formula might include material cost plus consumables plus labor plus overhead allocation equals total cost. Only after calculating total cost should profit be added. Many beginners skip directly to profit estimates. Professionals calculate costs first. 10. Understanding profit margin. Profit is what remains after expenses. Without profit, growth becomes impossible. A sustainable profit margin allows businesses to upgrade tools, expand inventory, improve quality, increase production. The exact margin varies, but profitable businesses intentionally build profit into every project, not occasionally, every time. 11. Why reclaimed wood commands premium pricing. Many makers mistakenly think reclaimed materials should sell cheaply. The opposite is often true. Reclaimed wood possesses qualities customers value: sustainability, character, history, uniqueness, environmental responsibility. No two boards are identical. No two projects are identical. This uniqueness creates value. Customers aren't buying scrap wood. They're buying transformation. 12. The story adds value. Modern consumers increasingly purchase stories. A reclaimed barn beam, an old oak floorboard, a salvaged warehouse timber. These narratives create emotional connection. Storytelling elevates perceived value. People remember stories. They rarely remember material dimensions. 13. Pricing based on value, not just cost. Cost determines your minimum price. Value influences your maximum price. A wall art piece may cost $60 to produce. But if customers perceive it as worth $250, pricing should reflect that value. Professionals understand both sides of pricing. Cost protects the business. Value grows the business. 14. Research your market. Before setting prices, examine comparable products. Study Etsy shops, local galleries, artisan markets, interior design retailers. Look for patterns. Where do similar products sell? How are they positioned? Market awareness prevents pricing mistakes. 15. Avoid competing on price alone. Many beginners attempt to win customers by being cheaper. This strategy often backfires. Low prices attract bargain hunters, not necessarily loyal customers. Instead, compete on quality, design, story, sustainability, craftsmanship. Premium positioning often creates stronger businesses. 16. The power of limited availability. Mass-produced products compete on volume. Handmade products compete on uniqueness. A limited collection often appears more valuable. Scarcity increases perceived worth. Customers appreciate items that feel exclusive. 17. Packaging is part of the product. Presentation influences value. Premium packaging enhances customer experience. Include protective wrapping, care instructions, brand information, thank you notes. Small details create professional impressions. Professional impressions support premium pricing. 18. Photography affects profitability. A beautiful wall art piece can appear mediocre in poor photographs. Likewise, strong photography can dramatically increase perceived value. Invest time in lighting, composition, styling. Your photos often sell the product before customers see it in person. 19. Pricing for wholesale versus retail. Retail customers purchase directly. Wholesale buyers purchase in volume. These models require different pricing structures. Wholesale prices must still remain profitable. Never assume higher volume justifies selling at a loss. Growth without profit creates larger problems. 20. Knowing when to raise prices. Many makers fear raising prices, yet price increases often become necessary. Reasons include rising material costs, increased skill level, higher demand, expanded reputation. Your pricing should evolve alongside your business. A beginner's pricing should not remain permanent. 21. Common pricing mistakes. Let's review the mistakes that hurt profits most. Avoid ignoring labor, forgetting consumables, underestimating overhead, copying competitors blindly, pricing emotionally, fear-based pricing, competing only on cost. Most pricing problems originate from incomplete calculations. 22. Turning scrap into high-value assets. At its core, reclaimed woodworking is transformation. You are not selling lumber. You are not selling screws. You are not selling stain. You are selling vision. You are selling craftsmanship. You are selling sustainability. You are selling design. The raw materials are only the beginning. The value emerges through skill. 23. Building a sustainable workshop. A sustainable workshop requires more than creativity. It requires financial health. Profitable pricing enables better tools, better materials, better projects, better opportunities. When pricing supports growth, craftsmanship improves naturally. The business becomes stronger. The work becomes better. Everyone benefits. 24. Why profit supports sustainability. Many makers care deeply about sustainability. Reclaimed wood reduces waste, extends material life, preserves resources. But sustainability must include the maker. If the workshop cannot survive financially, the mission cannot continue. Environmental sustainability and business sustainability must work together. One supports the other. Pricing handmade reclaimed wood wall art isn't about guessing. It isn't about choosing a number that feels fair. And it certainly isn't about charging as little as possible. Professional pricing begins with understanding every cost. The reclaimed timber, the sandpaper, the finish, the hardware, the electricity, the hidden labor, the workshop overhead. Every element contributes to the final price. But successful pricing also recognizes something deeper. Customers aren't simply buying wood. They're buying craftsmanship, sustainability, design, and transformation. They're investing in a story that turns forgotten materials into meaningful objects. When you understand both cost and value, pricing becomes far less intimidating. It becomes a tool, a strategy, a foundation for growth. Because the goal isn't merely to make beautiful wall art. The goal is to build a workshop capable of creating beautiful work for years to come.